Hello. I've got up early this morning, and uh, so much is still going on. The Ms Giuffre story, the royal story, which we'll cover in a few minutes. First of all, I'd like to encourage you to look at our new Etsy store with original designs by me. We've now got a Jacob Rees mug on offer and a Give Harry a Hug mug. So there's some more mugs coming, and there's other bits of merchandise on the way. They're all uniquely designed by me, and you'll find a link in the description and also in my YouTube bio. So there's a little plug. In the meantime, I think we have to give a bit of a plug to the royal family and to the photo taken by Prince William, which was put up yesterday for Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday, and that now four major news agencies, Getty Images, AFP, Reuters, and Associated Press, all think this photo is dodgy. They've said there's an inconsistency in alignment of Princess Charlotte's left hand. Now, there may be an inconsistency. There may be evidence of digital manipulation. There often is in photographs these days. I think the telling and the worrying situation is Kensington Palace's reluctance to comment. Now, the Kensington Palace have not withdrawn the photograph, but the photograph has been retracted from the agencies. So the agencies have withdrawn the photograph, not Kensington Palace. The photograph is a charming photograph of the princess sitting down, wearing quite relaxed costume, and surrounded by her children, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and Prince George. And of course, people have been saying in the comments section, why is Prince William not in the photograph? Well, Prince William took the photograph. So it was a family snap which has gone, which has been released to celebrate Mother's Day and to, I suppose, rebuff all the speculation about the Princess of Wales. It was the first official photograph released since the Princess of Wales had her abdominal surgery 2 months ago. Now, I don't know quite whether or not the photograph claims that it was a contemporaneous photo when it was supposed to be taken. There's speculation about the greenery behind the royal family, and people are saying, "Oh, in England, the trees and the bushes are not yet green. So why is there greenery behind the children and their mother?" Well, plants do amazing things in royal gardens. This is in Windsor, and I think the important thing about the photograph was the message from the Princess of Wales. Thank you for your kind wishes and continued support over the last 2 days, and that she's wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day. And it's consistent with the photographs that have been released in the past, that these are private photographs which are released to celebrate these big days. The problem is, if there's digital manipulation, there's digital manipulation in many things. Many people put on a filter when they post their photographs on Instagram. I don't really like these filters, but I think once or twice the filter has been applied to me, not with my approval, but it's, I think, something odd going on here. There are much more professional filters and image manipulation systems available for a fairly modest price. And I would argue that most photography goes through some form of image manipulation before it gets onto the market. But the fact that Kensington Palace haven't said anything, and looking at the photograph, I must say that I think this image doesn't look particularly alarming. I've looked at it. It doesn't look to me to be as suspicious as, for example, Prince Andrew's hand in the Virginia Giuffre story. But that photograph is still being touted by Reuters and news agencies, isn't it? This photograph isn't. Well, I can't see any great evidence of image manipulation in this photograph myself. The left hand looks a little blurry, but it doesn't look it doesn't look as if it's not her hand, and there's very little evidence to suggest that there's very little reason for it to have been manipulated. Under certain lights, it looks as if the hand is slightly misaligned. Strange? I agree. Strange. But not necessarily fake. Not necessarily fake. The camera can play its own tricks. I think questions, an eyebrow should be raised. I think we're waiting to hear what Kensington Palace has got to say. But maybe Lady C has something to say about this. She seems to know about quite a lot that goes on in the royal family. I would love to hear her opinion about the photo manipulation that may or may not have been going on. But I think this is far from the photo manipulation of the days of Brezhnev and Stalin, and indeed even Mr. Putin, when he was in the days before he lived in the fridge. Even Mr. Putin went in for a certain amount of image manipulation. It's not about the figures in control. I cannot imagine Stalin, Putin, Brezhnev with their Tipex getting rid of people that they no longer favoured from the record of photography. But I can imagine that their aides were busy modifying negatives, and it's about the aides rather than the protagonists in this story. And I think there's so much that is dodgy. There's so much worrying content coming out of the palace, out of the royal family hub, that one must question whether or not they have the right aides in place to manage all the various stories and to respond in a timely fashion in the 21st century to interest in the wider royal family, because interest will not stop.